Hi everybody, I'm Michelle. Welcome to class. I like to call today's class Power Hour. It's a vinyasa, little power moves, some abs. So take your time, move at your own pace, listen to your body, and we'll get started lying on our backs. Legs out, feet at each corners of your mat. Let your feet flap open like a book. Relax your arms comfortably away from the body, palms face up. We'll use this next few moments to hit the pause button on life and hit the play button on our breath, on our practice, connecting the mind to the body through our breathing. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Open up your mouth and say, ah. Inhale through your nose. Pause at the top. Take another little sip of air if you can. And exhale, open up your mouth and say, ah. Feeling the whole body surrender. One more just like that. Deep breath in. Open up your mouth. Ah. Start to activate your Ujjayi breathing. Breathing in and out of your nose, creating audible sounds between your ears, on and off your mat. Sounds like the ocean, or sounds like Darth Vader. Pulling breath through the backs of our throats, breathing in fully and completely, exhaling out all the way to empty. Inhale, lengthen, stretch the arms over your head, the legs come together. Exhale, tighten up the front body, bring your knees in, bring your hands to your shins, lift your head, neck, and shoulders, give yourself a big hug. Lower the head, neck, and shoulders down and rock it side to side a few times. Inhaling and exhaling, you can point and flex your feet, roll around your ankles. Just checking in, seeing how the feet feel. Take one hand on each knee and circle your knees around in opposite directions. Inhale and exhale. So there will be a time when we just let our inhales and exhales roll right into each other, like now. And then there will be times, reverse, where we might hold the breath at the top just to take another little sip of air in, find more length and space. Awesome. Bring just the right knee in, stretch with your left leg out, and lift up your head, neck, and shoulders. Squeeze the knee in. Exhale all the breath out. Inhale and switch. Exhale all the breath out. And then take your hands behind your head. Yogi bicycle for 20. Exhale, elbow to knee. The inhale will happen naturally. Exhale, elbow to knee for 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15. If you want to make it harder, lower your legs. 13. If you want to make it easier, lift up the legs. 10, 9, 8. You can always go faster or slower than me. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, both sides. Bring your right knee back in, hands in front of the shin. Lower your left foot and your head. Take your right knee with both hands over to the left. Take your right arm, fingertips graze the floor up and over your head, and open the right arm to the right. And then inhale to the head. Exhale, bring the right hand back towards the left hand. Inhale, up and over the head. Exhale, the right arm out to the right. One more. Inhale, find the length. Exhale. Inhale, open up and pause. Inhale, bring the right knee back in. Bring the left knee in. Stretch your right leg out. Take the left knee with both hands to the right. Left hand, inhale, up and over your head. Open up as you exhale. Inhale, up and over your head. Exhale as the hands meet. Inhale, up and over. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale, up and over. And pause. Inhale, gaze center. Bring the knee in. Bring your right knee in. Take your hands behind the legs, and we'll start to rock and roll up and down the spine. Inhale as you go back. Exhale as you come forward. Finding bugs all over me. Inhale back. Exhale forward. 2 more. Inhale back. Exhale forward. Inhale back. This time, exhale, cross at the ankles, roll over to all fours. Line up the shoulders over your wrist. Spread your fingers nice and wide and stack your hips over your knees. Start to wave your spine in cat-cows. Let the belly dip, heart and tail lift, and very slowly let the gaze drift up. Exhale, round through the spine, push away from the earth, and at the end of the exhale, bring your gaze between the legs, chin to chest, hollow out the body. So hollowing out your body means drawing your lower belly in and up, drawing your front ribs in and down. Inhale, let the belly go, let the ribs go, lift your gaze and tail. Exhale, rounding curl, pull everything up and in. Inhale. And exhale. Tuck your toes. Inhale, start to circle around your mat. Big breath into the right and hips back. Exhale, hips to the left, heart forward. Be mindful of your wrist. It's okay for the shoulders to move over the wrist, but don't get too deep into the wrist joints. Be mindful of that sensation. Reverse your direction. Inhale to the left and exhale to the right. Bringing it back to neutral. Keep the toes tucked and dial your fingertips back towards your knees. I like to cultivate stillness here. Feel free to move around with circles or cat-cows, or if you have an inversion like peacock pose, feel free, explore, or even plank and down dog, like my Susan, who loves to do tricks with her hands like this. We're going to lean back towards the feet, pick up the hands, flip the palms up, fingertips face the knees, or if that's too much, Fingertips face each other and bend the elbows. That'll make it more accessible for you, and also so you can do the stretch properly. Stretching the wrist on your fist is not stretching the wrist at all. Bring your knees together, kiss the inner ankle bones together, and sit all the way back on your heels. Reach back for your little pinky toe. Try to get that pinky toe down. Draw your tailbone down towards the heels, not in towards your knees, down. Inhale, Mula Bandha, the space between your sit bones. Pull that in and up. At the top of your breath, touch your palms together, interlace your fingers. As you exhale, push your palms up and move forward. That hollow body front, belly in, ribs in and down. Inhale, lift up, open up through the front body. Bring your arms back behind your ears if that's possible. Exhale, round and curl. Push with your hands forward, protracting your shoulders like your angry cat pose. Inhale like your cow pose. Lift the heart. And on the exhale, circle your arms around. Take the right arm across the front of the body and your left elbow to hug it. Reach with the right fingertips to the left and feel as if the right shoulder were moving in the opposite direction. Look over your right shoulder. Oh, this feels so good. Look over your left shoulder. Bring it back to center. Rock your ears. Inhale, open up the arms. Take your right arm down. Take your left hand back and grab a hold of your right elbow. Flex the heel of your hand. Push your right hand towards the earth and bring your right ear to your shoulder. Take a deep breath in. Bring your left ear to your shoulder. Take a deep breath in. Bring it back to center. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, left elbow to the right. Right arm hugs it. Look left. Inhale, look center. Bring your right ear to your right shoulder. Left ear, left shoulder. Inhale, center. Open up the arms. The right hand will catch the left elbow. Left hand flat. Shoulders parallel. Right ear. Left ear. I'm sure you're feeling your toes right now. Mine are pretty numb. Inhale, reach with your arms up. Exhale, cactus your elbows, finding a little back bend here where the elbows draw down and the shoulder blades draw in. Inhale, arms up. Bring your hands down, lift up your feet. Give it a little tap or roll around your ankles or just wait it out with breath. Coming into puppy pose, walk your knees back, walk your hands forward. Keep your hips above your knees. Rest your forehead on a block or your chin, or rest it on the floor for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 more. And then inhale, lift yourself up, drop the elbows down, Sphinx pose. Traction your spine by pulling the elbows back and your heart and hips forward. a nice neutral neck here, so you're not looking all the way up or down. You're somewhere right in the middle. Point your toes, start to engage your thighs by lifting the kneecaps away from the mat. On your next inhale, seal pose. Plug your finger pads into the mat. Tops of the feet press. Inhale, push away with or lift the elbows off the mat. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, and at the end of the exhale, lower your elbows. And at the beginning of the inhale, slide your hands back under your shoulders. Inhale, lift up, cobra pose. Keeping the elbows soft or straightening out the arms is a choice. What feels right in your body today? Make sure all 10 toes are pressing down. On your next exhale, we're going to lift up the hips and set ourselves up for turbo dog. So pick up your feet, tucking the toes, lift the knees, pause here, lift the low belly, wrap your ribs in. Already feel as if you are pushing away from the mat, pressing down index, knuckles, and thumbs, wrapping triceps back and down, start to push back, turbo dog. Getting longer through the sides of your waist. Shake your head knowing yes. And on your next inhale, straighten out your legs the best you can and start to pedal out your heels. Left, right, left, right. Lift up both heels and exhale, sink your heels lined up with the pinky edges of your feet. So a lot of times I cue pigeon toe here, but then I see too much pigeon toe. So only push your heel out as far as your pinky stands. Take one more breath here. Lift the belly, wrap your ribs. Make sure you're not sinking down into the wrist joints. You're pushing away. The arms are lifted. On your next inhale, lift your heels, look to the top of your mat, and take little baby steps all the way up. When you get there, see if you can tap your wrist or more up towards the elbow. Separate your feet, 2 fist distance, knees are nice and soft. Grab a hold of opposite elbows, and I want you to move forward into your toes, move back into your heels, move right, move left. Find balance between all 4 corners of your feet. On the inhale, from this point forward, start Mula Bandha. On the exhale, start Uddiyana Bandha, the tightening of the front body. On your next inhale, release your hands, soften your knees, and ragdoll your way all the way up to standing. Roll your shoulders up and down your back a few times. Look at your feet. Make sure all 10 toes are on the same line. Shrug your shoulders, whatever you need to do here. Pause for a moment. Ground down and in with your feet. Feel your thighs lift. Tailbone lengthen down, not in, not back, down. On an inhale, try to maintain the length of the legs, the lengthening of the tailbone, lifting the arms. Interlace your first 3 fingers, extending index fingers and thumbs. Move your hips to the right, stretch your arms to the left. Imaginary wall behind you. So this is a very small move. It's not a forward bend or a back bend. Inhale, rise, and exhale to the other side. Hips stretch to the left, hands reach to the right, making space between the ribs and your hips. Inhale up and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Keep going, teetering right and left. One more, both sides. Bring it center. Keep the legs nice and strong. Separate your hands. Lift up your gaze. Find a little back bend. Cactus your elbows on the exhale. Inhale, arms back up. Look forward. Soften the knees. Open up the arms and dive into your forward fold, chin to chest. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, chin to chest. Inhale, halfway lift to prepare. Soften the knees, bend, step jump, or float it back. High to low, push up. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, back, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, bend the knee, open up the hip. Inhale, right leg lifts, square off the hips. Exhale, bend the knee, open up the hip. Inhale, straighten the leg, close the hip. Exhale, bend the knee, open the hip. Stay here or flip your dog. Right foot lands as lightly as you can behind the left leg. Lift up the heart, lift up the hips, breathe in. Exhale, circle the right hand around, either back to the mat or challenge yourself. Don't use the right hand, and step your right foot up between the hands. Keep the back knee off the mat and inhale, sweep it up, high crescent pose. Exhale, sink in the hips. Inhale, lift out of the low back. Exhale, water wheel, right hand back, left hand forward. Inhale, crescent. Exhale, halfway. Belly towards your thigh. Gaze down, find your drishti, your focal point. As you inhale, lean into right leg, stretch your arms back, find warrior three. Left toes, knee, and thigh face down. Belly lifts, heart lifts. Soften the right knee, step it back, warrior two pose. Right heel lines up with the left inner arch. Inhale, pump your warrior, arms up. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, warrior two. One more inhale. Exhale. Inhale, peaceful warrior. Right hand reaches forward and then up and back. Left hand down the left leg, behind or in front of the body. Keep the balance between your feet. So imagine hugging your heels towards one another. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, runner's stretch. Bend the left knee, lift your right toes, hands to heart, hands to the ground, or find a bind. Half or full, it's up to you. Try to keep this left heel grounded under, you can place a block underneath the heel, or you can elevate your hips, but keep the heel down. On your next inhale, we're going to pivot around to the left. Hands down, tense your left fingertips and step your left foot back to a side plank. Reach with your left hand forward and open up the heart to the sky. Hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Circle the left hand around. Find your way into a high plank. Inhale. Exhale, low push-up. You can lower your knees if you need to. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, right knee, right tricep. You always have those opportunities to fly. It's a full exhalation. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, right knee, left elbow. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, step your right foot all the way up between your hands. Hop your left foot up about 1 foot distance, pyramid pose. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, round and curl over the right thigh. Lift the kneecaps, lift your thighs, tuck your chin to your chest. If it's possible, walk your hands back to meet that left foot. Maybe even grab it. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And then we'll take a twist. Inhale, halfway lift. Left hand to the inside or outside of your right foot or ankle. Right hand to the hip or sky. Scissor hug the inner thighs. Equal pressure in your feet. And then we'll counter the pose. Right hand to the inside of the right foot, left hand lifts. Deep breath in. Keep hugging the outer right hip back. We're going to take it down, lift up the toes, pivot to the left, turn your toes out, heels in, and lower all the way down for a yoga squat. Hands to the heart. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Take your right arm inside the right leg. Open up the arms. Inhale. Exhale. Stay here or go for a half or full bind. If you have a full bind, bring your feet a little closer and maybe take this time to fly. Put the weight into your left foot, keep the bind with the right knee, and float the right foot off the mat. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Soften the left knee, lowering back down the way you got there. Inhale this time, reach your arms up. And then exhale to the other side. So whatever you did, if you went for a half or full bind, here we go. Heel toe the right foot in a little. Ground down that right foot. Inhale, lift your left foot up. Ooh, feel it in the right leg for sure. Lowering at your own pace, holding it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands down, hips lift, wide leg fold. Walk your fingertips out. Inhale, stretch your hips back. Keep lifting your low belly. You're not stuck in any of these poses, so feel free to explore those sensations. We're going to walk our hands back underneath the shoulders, pivot the left toes to the left, hands down, high plank, inhale, exhale, low push-up, inhale, cobra, exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, bend the knee, open up the hip. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, bend the knee, open up the hip. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, bend the knee, open up the hip. Stay there or flip your dog. Left foot lands as lightly as you can behind the right leg. Feel the hips and heart lift. Breathe in as much as you can, and on the exhale, we transition the left foot up between one hand or two hands. Inhale, rise to crescent pose. Feel your way through this pose. Scissor hug the inner thighs. Feel the back leg nice and strong and engaged. Water wheel, right arm forward, left arm back. Inhale, back to crescent. Exhale, halfway, find your dristi. Start to lean forward into the left foot, find your warrior three. If you fall, it's no big deal, just keep getting back up. That's why we call it a practice and not a perfection. Start to bend your left knee, finding your way back. Warrior two, open up, spread your wings. Fine tune your pose here. So do your checking in, toes, ankle, and knee facing forward. Left heel lines up with the back arch. Inhale, pump your warrior. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, feel your breath move all the way down to your lower belly. Exhale. Inhale, flip your left palm, peaceful warrior, exalt. Stay connected to your feet, hug the 2 feet in towards the midline. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, runner stretch. Bend the right knee. Ooh, lower the right hip down. Walk the fingertips forward, half or full bind. Left toes lifted, left knee lifting, left thigh super engaged. We're going to inhale, pivot around to the right. Left hand flat, right fingertips tense, side plank pose. Inhale, stretch with the right bicep by your ear, spinning the heart to the sky for 5. 4, notice my left big toes grounded, protecting my ankle here. Circle the right arm around, high plank, inhale. Exhale, low push-up. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, step your left foot up between your hands. Hop your right foot up 1 foot distance. Scissor hug the inner thighs. Look up halfway. Exhale and fold, chin to chest. Lift the kneecaps, engage your thighs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, touch into chest. Maybe this time you walk your hands back to that right ankle. Inhale, halfway lift, preparing for our twist. Right hand to the inside or outside of your left foot or ankle. Lift your left arm up. Twist. Deep breath in and deep breath out. Counter the pose. Left hand to the inside of the left foot. Keep hugging your outer left hip back and inner spiraling your right thigh. Lowering the hands, pivoting the toes to the right. This time you're going to keep your toes facing forward, hands to the inside of your feet, right hand down, left hand lifts. You might linger right here or left palm on your back, right hand through the two legs, bind with your hands. If you have the bind and you want to fly your bird of paradise, heel toe, left foot in, soften your knees, lift your right heel, look forward, rise up to standing. Stay there or extend your right toes out. Slowly exiting out the way we got there. Separate your arms, grab opposite elbows and sway from side to side. Left hand to the inside of the left foot, right arm lifts. Same thing on the other side. So whatever you did, if you flew, heel toe, right foot in, lift left heel, push down, rise up. Slowly exiting out of your pose to wide leg fold. Walk your hands through the two legs. The weight shifts into the toes, but you keep your heels firmly rooted. So good, you guys. Bringing your hands back underneath your shoulders, soften the knees and bring it back around, right side lunge. Step it back, high plank pose. Exhale, low push up. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, child's pose. Deep breath in. Open up your mouth and say, ah. Lift yourself up all fours. Walk your feet and knees back and come onto your belly. Open up the arms wide like a T. Look at your right fingertips. Make sure your right fingertips are a couple of hairs above the shoulder. Not below the shoulder, not 6 inches above the shoulder, a hair or two above the shoulder. You're going to leave that right hand here, bend your left knee, and bring your right ear to the mat. Push down with your left hand and roll to your outer right hip. Place your left foot behind the right leg. Reach up with your left hand. And now lift up your head, keeping the head aligned properly rather than putting it here, stretching out the neck. Stay there or lower and lift your right leg for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back to your left elbow. Lift up your right arm. Lift up the left elbow and thread your right arm through the hole, countering your pose. You can take your left hand, make a fist, and rest your forehead. Or you can walk the left hand over to the right. Breathing all the way into your upper back. One more breath here. Slowly bringing the arms out wide. So we're on the left side now. Check in on the left side. Make sure you're set up properly. Right hand, left ear. Push down to roll over. Lift the head. Reach back. Open up the chest and the shoulders. And if you want to lift and lower the left leg for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Roll it back on your right elbow. Lift the left arm, right elbow, and thread it across the chest to the right. Deep breath in, deep breath out. One more breath in, and a full breath out. Slowly coming back to your cobra pose. Fingertips line up with your nipples, tops of the feet press. Inhale, peel your chest away from the mat. On an exhale, lift up your hips, tuck your toes, find downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Step your right foot up between your hands. Lower your left knee. Find your way into a half or full split. I encourage you to keep your back toes tucked for this one. Keeping the left knee facing down. I have a lot of gymnasts and dancers that take my class. And as soon as I say split, I feel like they're like, yes, they've been waiting for this split. But then that left hip completely opens. So hone it in. Maybe don't go all the way. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. If you want a little more, take your left hand to grab your right wrist and look over your right shoulder. Bring it back to center. Lift up out of the hips. Bend the knee. Pigeon pose. Right foot to the left. Right knee to the right wrist. Now, if you're really flexible and you have that right shin parallel to the top of your mat, go for that twist, that funky twist where we take the elbow towards the sole of the foot but ground it into the mat, and your right hand and left hand meet, press, and find the twist. I'm actively pulling my right hip back and my left hip forward, lifting my belly as I inhale, and as I exhale, finding my twist. If you did that funky twist, bring it back to your elbows. If you need longer, hit the pause button. Slowly come up. If your shin is parallel to the top of the mat, bring your foot in a little. Reach back for your left foot. Draw your heel towards your butt. Look over your right shoulder to keep the left hip moving down and forward. We're going to sweep the left leg around to the front. Left heel lines up with the left hip. Right foot over the left knee. Right hand behind you. Inhale, reach up with the left fingertips. And exhale, find a twist. Either hug the right knee in or hook your left elbow to the outside of the right leg. If your chin's on your chest, lift it off your chest. Broaden the collarbones. Find length in your neck. Bring it around. Look over your left shoulder. Bring your right knee in. Sit up nice and tall. Bring your left knee in. Squeeze yourself into a tight little ball. Take your hands by your side. Push yourself up to your feet. Maybe you don't need your hands for the support. Maybe your heels aren't down. Maybe your heels are lifted, and that's totally fine too. Take one more breath here. Bring your hands in front of you. Lower your knees down and untuck the toes. Keeping your hands by your side. Push down, hollow out the front body, low belly in, low ribs in and down. Push away from the earth, bring your knees up to your chest. Inhale, lower. Exhale, pull it up and in. Inhale, lower. Exhale, press down, lift up. Maybe lift your right foot, maybe your left. This next one, inhale. We're going to jump it back to a low push-up, maybe high push-up. It's up to you. Maybe your feet are lifted. Maybe you're trying. And from here, jump it back. Pull your heart forward and up. And exhale back to downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left leg. Exhale, left foot steps up between the hands. Lower the right knee down. Find your half or full split. Lift the left toes. Tuck your back toes. Keep your right knee facing down. You sometimes have to give it a look. Sometimes it feels like you're in alignment, but you're so used to being out of alignment that it feels normal there. So check in. Let's correct our alignment in our yoga practice. If you want a little more, whether you're in half or full split, take your right hand to the left wrist. Look over the left shoulder. One more breath. Lift up the hips. Bend the left knee and heel toe your left foot to the right. Come into pigeon pose. So if your shin is parallel to the top of the mat and you did it on the other side, best to create balance. So if you brought the elbow to the sole of the foot, press the palms together, initiating the twist. Feel your left hip hugging back and your right leg and hip pulling forward. Twisting from your navel center, trying to rotate right ribs up and left ribs towards the right. If you went for the big twist, just come to your elbows. If you need longer, stay where you are. Inhale, lifting up, reaching back for right foot or ankle, squeezing heel in and looking over left shoulder again. And then we'll swing the right leg around to the front. Left foot crosses over the right knee and your right arm either hugs or inhale, reach the arm up. And exhale, hook your elbow to the outside of the right knee, left knee. Feel as if your right leg, we're pulling back, right hip back, left hip forward, twisting the ribs to the left now. Inhale, look over your right shoulder. Take your left foot, bring it in. Sit up nice and tall. Can you throw me the block? Thank you. Stretch your legs out in front of you. If you have a block and you've got pretty open hamstrings, grab it. If your hamstrings are tight, you might need a strap. It's like the opposite of a block. The strap goes around the ball of your foot. You bring the shoulders down like you're riding a horse. You don't ride a horse like this. That's the horse pulling you. You ride a horse somewhere in the middle where there's buoyancy. Deep breath in. Exhale and let go. For 5. 4. I remember the first time I did this, my fingertips barely touched the back. And now I can almost interlace my fingers. So trust the process. Be where you're at. Let go of expectations. On your next inhale, we'll release and slowly lower all the way down to our backs. Inhale, stretch your arms over your head. Bring your legs together and over to the left corner of your mat, or even further off your mat if you have the flexibility. Keep your right butt down. Lift up your head, neck, and shoulders. And reach with your arms to the left corner of your mat. If you want more, your left hand grabs the right wrist and your right foot crosses over the left leg. Pulling the space between your right rib and left hip apart. Inhale, bring the arms back first, then your legs. Then bring your legs over to the right. Lift up your head, neck, and shoulders and move your arms to the right. And then if you grab the wrist, right hand grabs the wrist, left ankle crosses over the right. The reason why I started doing yoga was because I couldn't do what I really wanted to do, and that was run. So I found the same love I have for running in yoga. And thanks to yoga, after years of practice, I can run again. Bring your arms back first and then your legs. Take a breath in. Exhale, press the back down. Bring your knees in. Lift up your head, neck, and shoulders and give yourself a big hug. Place your head down, place your left foot down, and lift your right leg up for gentle hamstring stretch. Walk your hands as far up the leg as you can without taking your shoulders with you. Keep the shoulders plugged into the spine where they belong. Stay there. Lift up your head, neck, and shoulders and kick your left foot out. Bring the leg in a little closer and then lower the head back down. Going for an IT band stretch, take your left hand to the outside of the foot, the ankle, the leg, wherever you can grab. And if you notice my foot is well beyond my hip, I'm going to bring my foot above my hip again. My limbs are pretty long, so I can grab the foot. Right thumb in the hip crease, and then I'm going to move my right leg to the left. I'm kicking into my hands, feeling the tension in the back of my leg and the outside of my right hip. Make sure your thigh is not on your belly. Bring it back up. Get a yogi grip in your big toe or grab anywhere on the outside of the right leg and guide it to the right. Left hand on the left hip. Just to notice if that left hip lifts at all, don't bring the leg any further. That's your sign to stop. Look over the left shoulder if that makes sense. Inhale as the right leg comes up, bend your left knee, cross your right knee directly over your left. Interlace your fingers on one of the knees or shins. Rock side to side once or twice. Relax your face and jaw. Open up your arms wide like a T. Place your left foot down. Lift up your hips, move your hips to the right, and then move your knees to the left. Take a deep breath in. And a quality exhale out. Inhale, gaze up, bring the knees back in, center your hips, lift both legs, lift both arms, roll around your wrists and your ankles. Lower right foot, walk your hands up the back of your left leg as far as you can without hiking your shoulders up to your ears. Stay there, lift up your head and stretch your right leg forward. As the right leg moves forward, make sure your hip stays back. So you want to plug the femur bone up into the hip socket. Lower your head, take a breath here. And then we'll take the right hand to the outside of the foot, ankle or leg, and your left thumb in the left hip crease. Guide your left leg to the right. Keep your thigh off of your belly. And you'll notice both sides feel a little different. Inhale, lift the left leg up, switch your grip. Left leg to the left, right hand on the right hip, just to feel if it lifts, not to push it when it lifts. When it lifts, that's our cue to stop going any further with the left leg. Bringing your gaze in the left leg up and the right knee up, and then crossing the left knee directly on top of your right. Pause for a brief moment. Lower your right foot. Open up your arms wide like a T. Scoot your hips to the left and move your knees to the right. Gaze over your left shoulder. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Inhale, back to center. Center the hips, uncross, lift your legs. Roll around your wrists and ankles. I hope this little hour we had together was useful to you, helping you get through your day, feeling better in your body, feeling more grounded. Bring the knees in, bring the soles of your feet to touch. Bring your hands comfortably away from your body. Palms face up. If you have a block, if you have 2 blocks, place them underneath your legs here. If you have 1 block, place it under your feet. Stay here for the duration of your Shavasana, the most important pose of our practice, or stretch your left foot to the left corner and your right foot to the right corner. Find your inner smile, your kind eyes, the natural rhythm of your breath, and rest your attention there. Thank you so much for taking this time out and spending it with me. Infinite blessings and gratitude. Namaste.